What's up, people? This is Niche Girl 30 here, and this is me giving you your TNA lockdown predictions for 2013. For all those that are in the States, do not forget we have to put our clocks up 1 hour. We actually did lose an hour, so instead of it being 4:09 now, it's actually going to be 5:09. So don't forget to actually change the clocks back. Okay, let's get started with this TNA lockdown predictions video. Let's start off with the standalones. We're gonna start off with Joey Ryan versus Joseph Park. I'm a big fan of Joseph Park. Everyone knows from the video that I did, I heart Joseph Park, so I'm actually looking forward to Joseph Park to win. So my vote actually goes to Joseph Park for the win because I heart that guy and I really hope he wins. But anyway, moving on to Robbie T versus Robbie E. Do I really care about this match? No, but then let's face it, Robbie T and Robbie E have been having problems ever since they left the UK. So I wouldn't be surprised if Robbie T actually wins this one and leaves Robbie E for good. So Robbie E will pretty much be on his own, and so will Robbie T. If Robbie E stays around, who knows? But my vote actually goes towards Robbie T. Now let's go to the steel cage match, Wes Briscoe versus Kurt Angle. I could care less about this match, to be completely honest with you. I really don't care at all. But if I have to put some money on it, which I probably wouldn't, but I would have to say it was going to be Kurt Angle. It doesn't make any sense at all for Wes Briscoe to actually win this thing. It makes more sense for Kurt Angle to win because let's face it, the Aces and Eights, this is their last night. This is their swan song. After this pay-per-view, that's it. No more. Kaput. Done. So I'm putting Kurt Angle for the win for this one. Now let's move on to the championship matches, shall we? Let's start off with the X Division Championship match. Zema Ion versus Kenny King versus Christian York. Now, as much as I'm a huge fan of Zema Ion, I have to say that Christian York pretty much has a bigger chance of beating both Kenny King and Zema Ion. I like Kenny King. Don't get me wrong. He is going to be a great. Well, I mean, he actually is the X Division champion right now. He's probably a great X Division champion. Even though, I mean, Christian York does have a big shot of winning, in my opinion, but then it wouldn't really make any sense because Kenny King just got the belt. So for him, it would really make sense for Kenny King to actually have a really healthy title reign before actually giving up the belt. So I have to say that Kenny King is going to win this one, even though I think Christian York has a bigger chance than Zema Ion. That's how I see it. Moving on to the Knockouts Championship, Gail Kim versus Velvet Sky. I would rather see Gail Kim to have the belt, to be honest with you, because she's a really great heel. Not to mention the fact that she's the type of person that will bring some sort of prestige, in my opinion, to the Knockouts Championship. Velvet Sky is not all that great of a wrestler, in my opinion, but I don't know. It's just to me that title doesn't really mean a lot with her holding it, because I just don't really see a lot. I don't have a lot of respect for Velvet Sky. I mean, not as a person, I don't know her, but as a character, I don't like her character at all. I can't stand it when she releases the pigeons. So I really do feel that Gail Kim will more likely bring more prestige to the belt, and my vote, even though it might not happen, is going to Gail Kim for the Knockouts Championship. Moving on to the Tag Team Championships. Daniels and Kazarian versus Bobby Roode and Austin Aries. If Bobby Roode is even around, we have no idea whether or not Bobby Roode is even with TNA right now. So that's up in the air. So let's just throw it in there saying that Bobby Roode and Austin Aries are actually going to be there. Right now, we don't know. But this Daniels and Kazarian versus Bobby Roode and Austin Aries versus Hernandez and Chavo Guerrero. Okay, let's just say... I mean, I really don't know what's going to happen here because Bobby Roode and Austin Aries are the tag team champs. Either or, here's what's going to happen. If Bobby Roode does not come back, if he is gone from TNA, if he has not renewed his contract, Austin Aries is automatically going to lose that title and he's going to automatically be done. So it's going to be Kaz and Daniels versus Hernandez and Chavo Guerrero, or Supermax, whatever, versus Chavo Guerrero. Well, those two together, in other words. I really do hope that Kaz and Daniels actually do win the belts, because honestly, They are the best tag team heels out there. I love those guys. I never stop laughing every time I see Cass and Daniels on the screen. It would be awesome to see them as the tag team champs. So I'm hoping that they will actually be the tag team champs. But let's face it, they're going to probably put it back on Chavo and Hernandez. Oh boy. But anyway, just to make it fun, my vote is going to go towards Cass and Daniels for the win, for the tag team champions. Now, moving on to the Lethal Cage match. I guess that's another standalone match that I missed. The Lethal Cage match is supposed to be, in my opinion, my humble opinion, it should be the main event of the night. Because this is supposed to be the apex of the drama, of everything that's gone down with the Aces and Eights. Even though the Aces and Eights are mediocre right now. Mediocre, unmasked, anonymity out the door. Nobody really cares much about them. But let's face it. If it comes to this being the main event, it should be the main event in my opinion, because this is where it all ends. It's either the Aces and Eights are done for good or Team TNA are done for good. Well, not really for good, but they're just done. So that's kind of up in the air because they did not reveal who the leader is. They still have that ace up their sleeve. No pun intended. They still have that ace up their sleeve. So I have to say that it's going to be kind of a meh. I don't really have an answer for that. So we're going to have to find out when we watch Lockdown. Now, moving on to the supposedly main event of the night. And I guess it probably is the main event of the night. The World Heavyweight Title Steel Cage match. Bully Ray, the challenger, versus Jeff Hardy, the champion. Honestly, I would love to see Bully Ray actually take this belt from Jeff Hardy, because Jeff Hardy has just been holding it. That's all he's been doing. He hasn't been defending it. They really haven't had him on screen that often. He hasn't been able to go abroad because of his felonies. It's just, it doesn't make it seem like a championship with him holding it right now. It was a lot better for him to be the challenger, to work his way up to be a champion, because it was a great story. But now it kind of died out, and he's not really much of a champion now. So I have to say that Bully Ray would best represent that belt. So my vote goes towards Bully Ray for the championship, for the win, for it all. Alright, those are my predictions, guys. Lockdown is tonight, starts at 8 o'clock, so you will hear my review after Lockdown ends. This is Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out. Later.